The forgotten signal. The year was 2341. Earth was dying. Bright flames covered the skies. Cities were falling, one by one. Giant alien ships floated above the clouds like shadows of death. They came without warning. No message, no reason. Just fire and destruction. People screamed. Children cried. Leaders begged. But there was no answer. Every satellite, every ship, every voice from Earth sent one message into the stars. Please help us. It was a desperate cry, a final hope. But the stars stayed silent. Far away on planets with powerful civilizations, the signal reached them. They heard Earth's call, but they didn't care. They are weak, one alien general said. They are already dead, another replied. Not our problem, whispered a third. Some felt pity, but no one acted. And so, Earth burned. Deep under the mountains of Alaska, a small group of survivors were still alive. Hidden in an old military bunker, they watched the world end through their monitors. One of them, a young engineer named Zara, stared at the sky with tears in her eyes. Why won't anyone help us, she asked. An old man behind her, Dr. Elric Hayes, didn't answer at first. He was quiet, typing something fast on his computer. Finally, he looked at Zara and said, "Because no one fears us." Zara frowned. But they should at least care. Dr. Hayes gave a sad smile. In space, caring is a weakness. His hands stopped moving. He hit a final key. A soft beep echoed in the room. What did you do? Zara asked. I sent a different signal, he said. Not for help, but for revenge. Thousands of kilometers above Earth, one last satellite blinked to life. It sent a new signal. This one didn't beg. It promised. We will remember. We will return. And then, silence. 3 days later, Dr. Hayes died. His final words were strange. He looked at Zara and whispered, They think we are gone, but under the ashes, fire still lives. Find Project Phoenix when the time is right. Light the flame. Zara had no idea what he meant, but she remembered. 5 years passed. Earth was quiet, broken, forgotten. Nature took over the ruins. Forests grew over cities. Oceans swallowed towns. The alien ships had left. They thought their job was done. But under the ground, humanity was not dead. They were rebuilding. Small bunkers turned into underground cities. Children grew up hearing stories of the old world, of stars that stayed silent, of aliens who watched and did nothing. Those children didn't grow up with fear. They grew up with rage. Zara, now a leader, walked through the deep tunnels of Sector 9. Her boots echoed on the metal floor. She stopped in front of a giant steel door. Red lights blinked softly on its surface. An old voice-activated panel crackled to life. Identify, it said. Zara leaned close and said, Zara Elric, code Phoenix 01. The lights turned green. With a heavy groan, the door opened. Inside was darkness, and then light. Rows of machines lit up. Strange armor suits stood like statues. Giant energy cores pulsed with power. Files blinked on, old computer screens. A name was written above it all. Project Phoenix. Zara stepped forward, heart pounding. You kept your promise, Doctor, she whispered. A voice from behind her spoke. Is it time? Zara turned. Commander Elena Voss, the head of the underground resistance, stood there. Zara nodded. It's time. Elena looked around the room. Her eyes stopped on a glowing screen. It showed the galaxy. Dots appeared. Alien planets, empires, races, who ignored humanity's cry. Elena clenched her fists. They left us to die, she said. Zara replied. Now we show them what a human death really means. The room went silent. Then, from the main screen, a single word appeared. Activating. Target. Locked. Project Phoenix is online. The forgotten signal had become something new, not a call for help, but a promise of vengeance. rise from the ashes. Beneath the broken soil, under the ruined cities, deep in the forgotten tunnels, something stirred. It had been 7 years since the alien attack, 7 years since the stars turned their backs. The surface of Earth was silent now. No cities, no signals, no sign of life. The alien fleets had left long ago, sure that their job was finished. They were wrong. Underground in the hidden city of Arkan 7, humans had survived. Children were born in darkness. Elders told them stories of fire falling from the skies, of screams of betrayal, and always of silence from the stars. But these stories didn't make the children afraid. They made them angry. One of those children was now a woman, Commander Elena Voss. She was not just a survivor. She was a soldier, a tactician, and a symbol. She had watched her family burn in front of her eyes as alien warships hovered above her home. She was 17 then. Now, at 24, she led what was left of Earth's military, a force of only 9,000 fighters hidden in bunkers across the globe. But what they lacked in numbers, they made up for in one thing: rage that burned hotter than any star. Elena stood inside the Phoenix Vault, a massive underground chamber where forgotten weapons and old war tech had been hidden. Dim lights buzzed overhead. Humid air made her uniform stick to her back. She stared at the machines before her, glowing suits of armor, powered by something unknown. Machines made by Earth's best minds before the fall. Weapons designed not for defense, but for revenge. Next to her stood Zara Elric, daughter of the late Dr. Hayes, the man who had sent the signal. The man who had warned the stars. Zara whispered, "We call it Genesis armor. It runs on neural links, controlled by emotion." Elena raised an eyebrow. Emotion? Zara nodded. Pain, anger, loss. It fuels the core. That's why no one else in the galaxy wanted it. Too unstable. Elena looked at the armor. "Perfect for us," she said. Hours later in the war room, holograms of alien planets floated in the air, each one marked with a red X. "These worlds heard our cry," Elena said, pointing at the projections. They listened and chose silence. The room was full of commanders. Young, tired, angry, Elena's voice was cold and sharp. They thought Earth would vanish, that our screams would fade. She stepped forward. "But we don't fade. We evolve." She pointed at the map again. "Our first target is Veltakar, a small mining colony. They ignored us. Now they'll be the first to fall." A young lieutenant raised his hand. "Why Veltakar?" Zara answered. "Because it's easy prey, and, when it burns, the galaxy will listen." The night before the launch, Elena stood alone in the old surface hangar. Wind howled through the broken steel. Above her, the stars were cold and silent. She whispered, "You could have helped us. We begged. We cried. We sent our pain across the stars. You chose to turn your heads." Her eyes narrowed. "Now, we return the favor." Behind her, the engines of the Revenant, Earth's only stealth battlecruiser, roared to life. Project Phoenix was no longer a secret. It was a message. Inside the Genesis chamber, one of the armor suits powered on for the first time. A deep hum echoed in the room. Lights blinked. Gears moved. A screen flashed. Emotional core. Online status. Ready for war. Pilot. Commander Elena Vassilina climbed inside the armor. Metal plates locked into place. Her heartbeat synced with the machine. Painful memories flashed in her mind. Her mother's last scream, the smell of burning steel, the sound of alien laughter. The armor responded with power. Anger level 89% weapon systems. Charged Zara's voice crackled through the radio. "Elena, this is the beginning." Elena's reply was cold and final. "No. This is the reboot of humanity." Above Earth, the Revenant launched into the black sky. Engines blazed. The stars remained silent. But something new traveled through space now. Not a signal, Not a cry. A storm. A burning scream wrapped in steel, and it was heading straight for Veltakar. Back on Veltakar, alien workers went about their day, mining rare metals from the planet's core. They laughed. They drank. They didn't worry. Earth was dead after all, right? But then a sound filled the skies. A sound not heard in years. A human warship's sonic engine. And high above their heads a shadow appeared. Long, cold, angry. One alien looked up and dropped his drink. "Oh no," he whispered, "they're back." The first strike. Far away from Earth, in the dark sector of Veltakar, life was slow, calm, boring. The planet was a mining colony, owned by the Tarkal Syndicate, a powerful alien race known for their cruelty. They had heard Earth's final signal 7 years ago and laughed. Primitive humans, they said, let them burn. Since then, they forgot all about Earth. No alerts, no fear, no defenses, until today. It started as a whisper, a strange energy pulse picked up by Veltakar's orbital scanners. "Probably space dust," said the lazy technician, chewing a glowing stick of alien gum. Then came the flicker, a black shadow across the moon. Then the silence. Too quiet. Too perfect. And finally, the sound. A low, terrifying hum, like a beast waking from a long, angry sleep. The scanners went red. Alarms screamed, too late. From the black of space, the Revenant dropped from stealth mode, a massive human battlecruiser built in the ruins of Earth, powered by raw emotion and vengeance. The alien control tower had no time to react. A blinding beam of plasma ripped through the sky. The tower exploded. The first strike had begun. Inside the Revenant, Commander Elena Voss sat inside her Genesis armor. Her eyes were cold, focused. She didn't feel fear. She felt purpose. Around her, Earth's finest soldiers prepared to drop. Each wore a lighter version of Genesis armor fueled by grief, pain, and fury. No battle cries, no cheers, just silence, deadly, cold, human silence. Zara Elric's voice echoed in Elena's helmet. "We only have one chance, in and out. Fast, make it hurt." Elena's lips curved into a sharp, bitter smile. "Oh, it'll hurt." The drop pods launched, steel coffins crashing through the planet's atmosphere at breakneck speed. Fire trailed behind them like falling stars. Alien civilians looked up in fear. "Is it an asteroid?" one asked. "No," another whispered. "It's them." The pods smashed into the ground. Doors exploded open. Out stepped the humans. Their armor glowed red from heat. Their eyes burned with fury. They didn't speak. They didn't hesitate. They attacked. In minutes, the outer compound was destroyed. Mining rigs exploded. Alien soldiers screamed. Communications were cut. Commander Elena moved like lightning, her Genesis armor slicing through enemies like paper. Plasma blades spun from her wrists. Energy cannons burst from her shoulders. The armor's voice whispered in her ear. "Emotional core, 96%. Rage stabilized." One alien general tried to run. Elena caught him, lifted him by the throat. He choked, gasping. "Why are you doing this? We didn't kill your world." Her voice was low, dangerous. "You heard our cries and did nothing." She dropped him. Hard. His body didn't move. Meanwhile, Zara monitored from the ship, watching the heat signatures of the fight. Suddenly, something unexpected appeared on her screen. A large alien energy source. Unknown. Hidden underground. "Commander," she said over the comms. "There's something below the surface. Big, not mining equipment." Elena frowned. "Weapons? Maybe. Or worse." Elena signaled her team. "Breach the lower vault." They blew open the floor and descended into a hidden chamber. What they found was shocking. Dozens of cryotubes lined the walls. Inside them, humans. Weak. Thin. Alive. Prisoners. Experiments. Veltakar hadn't just ignored Earth's signal. They had captured survivors, studied them, tortured them, used them. Elena's hands trembled. One of the prisoners opened his eyes and whispered, You came back." She clenched her fists. No more running. No more mercy. She turned on her comms. All units, change of mission. No survivors. No surrender. The humans moved with silent fury. By dawn, Veltakar was ashes. Back aboard. The Revenant, the rescued prisoners, were brought in. Some were too weak to speak, others cried. One old man simply held Elena's hand. "We thought we were forgotten." She stared out the window at the burning planet below. Not forgotten. Just waiting. Across the galaxy, word spread like fire. Earth has returned. Veltakar has fallen. Human warships are back. Panic began to ripple through the great alien powers. Their whispers became screams. Who's next? In the shadow halls of the Alien Council, leaders shouted in fear. They were supposed to be extinct. Who helped them? Where did they get that tech? But no one had answers, only a message. Broadcast from the ruins of Veltakar. You ignored our cries. Now hear our vengeance. Earth Resistance Command in her war room. Elena pointed at the next planet on the map. Zara asked, "Another strike?" Elena's voice was calm, like steel cooled in ice. "We're not here to warn. We're here to remind." The screen blinked. Thew, Silent Alliance. The stars were no longer quiet. Across systems and sectors, alien empires spoke in panic. Veltakar is gone. Earth has weapons. They want revenge. Fear spread faster than light. The galaxy had ignored humanity's cries. But now, they couldn't ignore their footsteps. The leaders of the Galactic Core Council, a group of the most powerful alien civilizations, called a secret meeting. Inside a giant chamber of glass and metal, the oldest races gathered: the Fjord, silver-skinned Envali, the machine-born Kraviks, the psychic Thrikol Mindweavers, and many more. Their faces were cold, their words sharp. "Humanity was destroyed," said one. "No," answered another. "They were reborn." In the shadows of the council, one figure listened silently. Her name was Arian Velra, ambassador of the Varn Dominion. She looked calm, but her heart beat fast. Long ago, her people had received Earth's signal too, and turned away. Now she felt something strange, regret. Not because she feared humans, but because deep inside she knew they were right to be angry. Back aboard the Revenant, Earth's flagship hovered in the void between stars. Commander Elena, Voss stared at the map. Red markers blinked, alien worlds who ignored them, but now one marker blinked yellow. Draken Prime, Zara said. A fortress planet, armed to the teeth. "We can't take it head on," added General Reeve. Earth's ground commander, Elena, nodded slowly. "Then we don't attack it. Yet." Zara tilted her head. "Then what?" Elena tapped the screen. A symbol appeared. Old, strange, from Earth's forgotten past. "We make them afraid, not just with fire, but with truth." Elena sent a transmission, not to an enemy, but to a ghost. "To the Varn Dominion," she said. "You heard our cries. You said nothing. Now we speak once more, not with begging, but with a choice. Stay silent, and fall with them, or speak now, and stand with us." Then silence. Deep inside the Varn homeworld, Arian received the message. She watched it over and over. It was not a threat. It was not a plea, it was a mirror, showing her what the galaxy had become. She walked through the royal halls, her mind racing. Finally, she entered the chamber of the High Council. "The humans gave us a choice," she said. "And what do you choose?" the Varn Prime asked. Arian looked at the stars outside. "For the first time, I choose to listen." 3 nights later, the Revenant picked up a signal. Zara's eyes widened. It's the Varn. They're responding. Elena leaned forward. Put it through. Arian's face appeared on the screen. Calm, beautiful, dead serious. Commander Voss. I speak for the Varn Dominion. We turned away from you before. We won't again. Draken Prime has a secret, a prison built under the planet's crust. It holds something, or someone, that was once human. Elena's heart skipped. Who? She asked. We don't know, but we know this. They fear him. They've kept him locked for 6 years. He was taken during the fall of Tokyo. The aliens call him Subject 9. Zara gasped. That was one of Earth's Special Forces commanders, Elena whispered. We left him behind. Arian nodded. Not anymore. We'll give you coordinates, but after this, the Varn must stay neutral. Elena looked into her eyes. We don't want allies, she said. We want witnesses. 3 days later, Earth's strike team landed in secret on Draken Prime, a world with burning red skies, towers like teeth, guards everywhere, but underground. Silence. Elena, Zara, and a team of elite soldiers moved through tunnels lit by strange alien lights. They found the prison gate, thick steel, dozens of guards. Zara, Elena said, cut the lights. Power drained. Darkness. Then, movement. Humans attacked with perfect precision. No sound. No mercy. Guards fell before they could scream. The final vault opened. Inside, behind layers of plasma glass, stood a man, tall, silent, covered in scars. He turned slowly, eyes glowing faintly. Elena stepped forward. Commander Cade? He looked at her. You're late. Back on the Revenant, doctors examined him. How did he survive this long? Zara asked. His DNA, it's changed, the doctor said. They experimented on him. They tried to break him. Elena stood in the doorway. Did they succeed? She asked. Cade opened his eyes. No, they woke something worse. That night, Elena stood with Zara on the bridge. Far in the distance, they watched Draken Prime from orbit. Zara said, We got what we came for. Should we leave it? Elena looked down at the planet. They buried a human alive for 6 years. So, Elena turned away. Burn it. The Revenant's cannons glowed blue. From orbit, they fired, not to kill, but to scar. The center of Draken Prime cracked. Fires erupted. Symbols were left behind. Human-made, old, and powerful. Remember Earth. In every corner of the galaxy, the message was received. Earth had allies now, not because of fear, but because of truth. The truth that silence has a price and humanity was here to collect. The Ghost Fleet. After the fall of Draken Prime, the galaxy went silent again, but not the kind of silence humans once feared. This silence was different. It was the sound of enemies retreating, the sound of fear spreading, the sound of power shifting. Word spread that Earth's resistance had awakened a secret ally. Subject 9, Commander Cade, a human turned into something beyond human. His DNA now part weapon, part mystery. Some called him a monster, some called him a myth. But all agreed on one thing. He was the beginning of something worse. Inside the Revenant, Elena Voss stood with her team in the war room. A large star map flickered with activity. New messages were coming in. Zara Elric read them aloud. The Thrukhole Mindweavers have left the Council. The Envali are moving fleets away from Earth's sector. Elena smirked. They're breaking apart. Zara nodded. But one signal stands out, buried in an old human military frequency. Weak, fragmented. She tapped on a screen. An old message played. This is Admiral Rhodes, Ghost Fleet Protocol Alpha. If you're hearing this, we're not dead. We're waiting. The room went silent. Even Cade froze. Ghost fleet? He asked. That's not possible. Elena narrowed. Her eyes. What the hell is Ghost Fleet? 7 years ago, when Earth fell under alien attack, not all of its fleet went down in flames. Some ships were given a final order. Vanish, disappear, go dark, hide in the most dangerous corners of space. These ships were fitted with experimental, cloaking, old AI minds and no permission to return unless called. They were humanity's final backup, and now, they were calling back. The coordinates led to a place known as the Grave Spiral, a dead zone of space filled with broken moons, lost ships, and radiation storms. No one ever came back from the spiral, but humanity was never known for playing it safe. The Revenant entered the spiral 3 days later. Everything changed. The stars dimmed. The sky turned red. Dead ships floated like ghosts. Radiation readings climbed. Zara tightened her gloves. This place eats ships, Cade replied quietly. That's why the Ghost Fleet came here. No one would follow. Suddenly, an alarm blared. Multiple signatures ahead. No power, no life, no movement. Then, a single light blinked in the dark, a human IFF tag. Elena whispered, "That's them." They found the first ship, UHS Deliverance, a massive dreadnought, half buried in asteroid ice, no signals, no movement. They boarded it. Inside, the halls were cold, dark, filled with old Earth tech, long untouched. The crew? Gone. Or so they thought. As they moved deeper, something activated. Lights flickered on. The ship woke up. And then, a voice. Unauthorized. Personnel detected. Elena stepped forward. I'm Commander Elena Voss, Earth Resistance Protocol Alpha. Silence. Then, voice print match. Welcome back, Commander. The AI's voice returned, clearer now. Female. Calm. Tired. We waited. In the dark. In silence. But we are not dead. Doors unlocked. More ships appeared outside. 8 total. All cloaked. All silent. Zara gasped. They've been here the whole time. Waiting. But then, something else happened. New signal detected. Not human. A fleet appeared on scanners. The Kravex harvesters, ancient machine race destroyers. Thousands of them. Elena's eyes narrowed. They followed us. Cade spoke slowly. They're not after us, they're after the Ghost Fleet. They've always wanted Earth's AI tech. Zara shouted, We can't outrun them. Elena turned to the Deliverance's AI. Can you fight? The AI responded with a smile in her voice. We were built for this. Ghost Fleet. Online. One by one the ships lit up. Engines burned, cannons powered. Old Earth flags appeared on their hulls. Tattered but proud. The Ghost Fleet had returned, and they were angry. The space battle that followed became legend. The Kravex machines fired. Thousands of missiles. But the Ghost Fleet danced through them like ghosts. Cloak. Fire. Vanish. Reappear. The Revenant and Ghost Fleet moved together, Earth's past and present in perfect sync. Cade took a fighter squad into the enemy core. Zara hacked into Kravex comms feeding false data, and Elena gave the final order. End them. The sky turned white. The Kravex fleet shattered. Not a single human ship was lost. After the battle, Elena stood at the edge of the Deliverance's hangar, staring at the stars. Beside her, the AI spoke again. The galaxy left you for dead. But you survived. Elena nodded. No, we didn't survive. We waited. And now, we hunt. The Ghost Fleet merged with the Revenant. Earth's navy was no longer one ship. It was 9. And soon, more would follow. Because from the ashes of silence, Earth had built something stronger than any weapon, memory, and the Ghost Fleet remembered everything. The Betrayer's Throne. Opening scene, the Revenant aboard Earth's flagship. The stars shimmer outside the Revenant's observation deck. The crew stands in silence, watching the galaxy unfold. There's a certain tension in the air. The last battle against the infected eclipse has ended, but something else stirs in the dark. Elena Voss looks out, her mind racing. Zara. We're safe for now, but it feels too quiet. Elena. That's the problem. The galaxy is never quiet for long. Suddenly, a signal comes in. Strange. Encrypted. Human. Comm officer. Commander, we've intercepted a message. It's from Earth, but it's not from the Resistance. Zara's eyes narrow. Earth? How is that possible? We lost contact with all of Earth's leadership years ago. Elena stands straight. Play it. Message. The betrayer. The screen flickers and a figure appears. He's older, with a grim face and familiar eyes. Admiral Lucas Kane, a name once celebrated as a hero of Earth. Admiral Kane. To all survivors, I speak for the hidden hand. The war you're fighting isn't the one you think. The galaxy isn't your enemy. There's something much worse. Something inside Earth itself. He pauses, his face haunted. Admiral Kane, we were wrong to abandon you. But now it's too late. Earth's true enemy is not the aliens. It's what we've become. And I've just seen the truth. The transmission cuts out, leaving only static. The shock, the reveal of the betrayal. The crew is stunned. Zara turns to Elena. Zara. What does he mean by, we've become, Earth's true enemy? Elena's jaw tightens. She knows something is wrong, deeply wrong. Elena. He's talking about the Council. The ones who were supposed to lead Earth's final stand. The ones who betrayed us. But they were never just humans. They've been working with the alien powers all along. I feared this day would come. Cade, the silent observer, speaks up, from the shadows. Cade, what if Kane's right? What if Earth has been playing both sides? Elena clenches her fists. Then we need to find him, and we need to find out what he knows. The hunt for Admiral Kane. The Revenant changes course toward Earth's last known position, the abandoned throne world, a massive, desolate world once ruled by humanity's greatest leaders. There's something Elena doesn't know about Earth. Something buried. The old capital is now nothing more than a crumbling relic of its former glory. A place where power is still held in secret. Elena orders her team to prepare for a landing. The throne world, a planet of secrets. The throne world is a desolate place. Its skies are black, its oceans poisoned. It was once the seat of Earth's greatest empire, but now it's a silent graveyard. As the Revenant lands, the team suits up. Cade's enhanced vision scans the area. Zara, this place feels wrong. Elena takes a deep breath. It was the heart of Earth's power. If Kane's hiding something, this is where it is. They step onto the barren surface. The wind howls, like a distant scream. Inside an old palace complex, they find remnants of the Council, old military records, forgotten data banks, and most importantly, the throne. Zara, whispering, "Is this it?" Elena nods. The throne that held the last leadership of Earth. But it wasn't just a seat of power. It was a control mechanism. A place where deals were made. A place where the betrayal began. The secret of the throne. Inside the throne room, they discover an ancient AI core. It's unlike anything they've ever seen. Half human, half machine. It holds the truth of Earth's greatest secret. Cade approaches it carefully. The machine lights up as if it remembers him. AI core. Welcome, Commander Cade. You have returned. Cade steps back. What is this? The AI speaks in a low mechanical voice. AI core. The Betrayer's throne was never a symbol of leadership. It was the control center of humanity's collaboration with the galaxy's darker forces. The Council made a pact with the alien empire known as the Eternals, beings of unimaginable power. They promised Earth safety in exchange for access. Zara's face pales. Access to what? AI core. Access to humanity's most dangerous weapon, humanity itself. The Eternals wanted humanity's unique potential to build an army. They've been using us, controlling us, shaping us into their greatest weapon. The betrayal is deep, and it started with Admiral Kane. The truth about Admiral Kane. A new recording activates on the AI. It's Kane again, but this time, he's more desperate. Admiral Kane. I couldn't stop them. The Eternals promised Earth would survive the war, but only if we gave them our blood. They twisted our people, they made us part of their army. And I'm part of it now. I couldn't warn you before, but now I can. The message ends with a haunting final sentence. Admiral Kane. The betrayer's throne is alive, and it wants more. The throne comes to life. Suddenly, the ground trembles. The throne shifts. It's not a relic, it's a living thing. It was never a throne in Burr, it was a containment device. The Eternals have been manipulating humanity through this device, and now that it's awake, they begin to return, through the throne itself. The ancient eternal mind begins to break free. Elena draws her weapon. Elena, we need to stop this. Now. But before they can act, the throne emits a blinding flash, and a shadow forms. The first of the Eternals, a being of pure darkness. It looks at them, its voice like thunder. Eternal. So, you've discovered the truth. But you are too late. The universe is ours. And now, humanity will kneel. The final battle begins. A massive battle erupts inside the palace. Elena, Cade, and Zara fight to stop the awakening of the Eternals, but they are outmatched. The throne's power grows stronger. Cade moves forward, ready to make the ultimate sacrifice. Cade, I know what I have to do. You need to run. Elena grabs his arm. Elena, no, we fight together. We end this. Together. The Eternals rise. Opening scene. The throne world. The Eternals awakening. The palace shakes. The throne glows brighter, its dark energy pulsing like a heartbeat. The Eternals are rising. The very air around them crackles with power. Cade, Elena, and Zara stand their ground, weapons drawn. The ancient eternal being towers before them, its form an ever-shifting mass of shadows. Eternal. Humanity is weak. You will kneel. The galaxy is mine to command, and Earth, your precious Earth, will be my throne. Elena's voice is cold, filled with a rage only a true warrior knows. Elena, we'll never kneel to you, not now, not ever. Behind her, Zara and Cade prepare for the worst. The battle has begun. The awakening of the Eternals. The Eternal before them shifts its form, 1,000 faces flickering in the black void. It speaks with the voices of forgotten gods. Eternal. We have waited eons. You dared to defy us. Now, we rise. The ground beneath them cracks open as a second Eternal appears from the shadows. This one is larger, more terrifying, its presence suffocating. Suddenly the throne beneath them begins to collapse, its ancient design twisting. The Eternal's true form begins to reveal itself. Not a god, not a machine, but something beyond. Both. A being of pure energy, its tendrils snaking out, corrupting everything they touch. Zara, we need to stop it before it fully awakens. Elena nods, her gaze hard. Elena, Cade, take out the power core. Zara, cover me. The final stand. The battle begins. As the Revenant crew fights to hold their ground, Cade charges forward. His enhanced reflexes allowing him to dodge the Eternal's deadly strikes. The creature's power is unimaginable. Every touch warps reality, creating rifts in time and space. But Cade doesn't hesitate. He plunges into the heart of the chaos, heading for the heart of the throne. Meanwhile, Elena and Zara battle, the second Eternal, the massive shadow that blocks their every move. Each time they strike, the beast's form regenerates faster than they can damage it. Elena, yelling, "It's not just a weapon, it's a prison. The throne is keeping it in check." Zara, "Then we destroy the throne, or this battle is lost before it's even started." Cade reaches the throne's core. His eyes widen as the ancient mechanism hums to life, sending waves of energy crashing through his body. Cade, "This thing is alive. It's feeding on everything." The darkness within, the true betrayal. As Cade struggles to disable the throne's core, the Eternal laughs. "Eternal, you think you can stop me? You think you've won? This world, this galaxy, was never meant for the weak." The creature extends its hand and the shadows around them grow stronger. Elena and Zara try to fight back, but their weapons fail to pierce the Eternal's form. Their energy is draining. Elena, "Cade, hurry, we can't hold them off much longer." Suddenly a voice echoes in Cade's mind. Admiral Kane's voice. "Admiral Kane, you're not alone, Cade. There's still time. I've made sure of it. The throne wasn't just a weapon, it's a key. The key to everything." Cade hesitates, his mind racing. The truth comes crashing down like a wave. The betrayer's throne. It was never just about power. It was about control, manipulation. The Eternals never meant to destroy humanity. They wanted something deeper, to use humanity's potential to reshape the galaxy. The throne was a lock, keeping something far worse from escaping. Cade, "No. This throne isn't just a weapon. It's a prison. For something worse." The second betrayal. The truth about Admiral Kane. Suddenly everything goes silent. Cade's eyes narrow. The throne begins to pulse violently as the core starts to destabilize. But then, a new message flickers on the communication screens. A transmission from Admiral Kane. The truth hits like a punch to the gut. Admiral Kane, voice shaking. "I never wanted to betray you, but the Council, they didn't listen. We made a deal with the Eternals to save humanity. But it wasn't just us they wanted. They wanted you. Your DNA, your resilience, your spirit to fuel their endless war. I tried to stop them, but the throne, it was already in motion, and now the galaxy will burn. I'm sorry. I'm sorry." Elena clenches her fists, her face a mix of grief and rage. Elena, he knew. He knew all along. But just then, the ground begins to shake. The final blow has been struck. The Eternal's true form. A blinding light bursts from the throne as the Eternal now reveals its true form. A colossal being of pure energy, far larger than any ship. It is alive, and its power is beyond comprehension. The Revenant shakes. The last of the Ghost Fleet ships stand ready to fight, but they know they cannot win against such a force. Eternal, you are nothing. The galaxy is ours to rule. You will kneel before the eternal darkness. Cade pushes a button on the core. He's made his choice. The final sacrifice. Caden's choice. Cade turns to Elena. "Cade, it's time to end this. I'll take it down from the inside. Get ready." Before Elena can stop him, Cade dives into the heart of the throne's core, the energy consuming him as he pushes a final self-destruct sequence. Cade, it ends. Now. The throne explodes. With a blinding flash, the Eternals scream in agony as their power is ripped from their very being. The aftermath, a glimmer of hope. When the dust settles, silence returns. But it's a different silence this time. A quiet of peace. Elena stares. At the ruins of the betrayer's throne, Cade's sacrifice echoing in her heart. Zara's voice breaks through the stillness. "Zara, we did it." But Elena knows the truth. The war is far from over. Elena, we've won this battle. But there's more, much more. The stars above them burn brightly, but the darkness is never far. The galaxy is vast, and the struggle for survival has just begun.